coming from, and get to know who's with us here today. I have Erica from the University of New Mexico School of Medicine. Oh, awesome. Well, welcome. They are brand new customers, excited to get started. That is awesome to hear. Well, welcome. I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Delaney Stripmatter. I'm a community marketing manager here at ThankView. And previously I worked as a customer success manager. So like I said, I recognize a few names on this list. You might have received some emails from me as a customer success manager. But now I'm focused on success stories, hosting webinars, and that is what leads us here today as a webinar specifically on holidays and what that means for ThankViews, what that can look like. Oh, we have another UC Irvine, 82 degrees. Oh, that sounds lovely. Awesome. Well, welcome. And I'm going to go ahead and hop into what we're hoping to accomplish for today. Again, we're going to wait for a few minutes to actually get into the meat of the material because it is only 3:01. You know, most people are rolling into meetings. I don't know about you guys, but about 3 to 5 minutes when it's Zoom calls. I don't know what it is about being virtual, but I am usually so prompt. But with the Zoom calls, you know, gotta finish the last meeting before you can hop into the next one. So we're gonna go through what we are accomplishing here today. The very first thing I wanna do, and it's great we have new users here, is just go through a few new ThankView user resources. So this is a very specific webinar. We are touching on holiday videos, and I wanna make sure that you have resources in general as you're looking at an entire year of ThankView. So I wanna highlight what resources are available for you. And I also want to mention that today, this is a webinar that is really, really heavy in watching videos from partners. We are actually looking at 7 different holiday videos. And the reason I want to do that is I want to play the videos in their entirety and then point out, you know, what worked really well, what I would encourage you to use for your own holiday video. And we're looking specifically at Halloween, as that is right on the horizon, Thanksgiving, and Christmas videos. And I am going to wink at other holidays and give you a few video links to view on your own time and as resources, again, as you're looking to spring of 2021 and summer of next year. But we aren't going to play those necessarily in today's webinar. And then after playing those video examples, like I said, there's going to be 7 of them. So it's going to be a little bit of a strange webinar experience. I feel like you'll be watching my screen, watching videos, but I think it's going to be really helpful. But after we've watched some of those video examples, got really concrete and seen what other organizations are doing specifically with holiday videos, I want to take a step back and give you kind of a checklist of 4 different questions to ask before you are building your own holiday campaign. I think they're going to be really helpful to have those 4 questions nailed down before you begin, you know, looking at what does the script look like for us? Who's recording the video? These kinds of questions will come after you answer the checklist questions. And then finally, I do have a little bit of time slotted for Q&A. Feel free throughout to go ahead and ask questions in the chat or in that Q&A box. Feel free, like I said, I have a designated portion at the end, but I might go ahead and stop throughout. You know, maybe talk specifically about Halloween questions or Thanksgiving or Christmas. But that is what we have planned today. I wanted to let you know if you are coming from a small nonprofit or a larger university, I have examples from across all different donor relations. So there are nonprofits, college and university, K through 12 school, healthcare, but I think there's a lot to learn no matter where you're coming from specifically, what kind of organization. There's a lot to learn in donor relations as a whole from these videos. So if you're, you know, seeing a nonprofit, I would tune out. There's lots to learn if you're a college or university looking at nonprofit videos and vice versa. So I have a few different ranges of videos. I do want to mention if you are one of our admissions partners, this is really heavy in donor relations. But again, there is still a lot to take from these videos. If you're thinking hypothetically, what does Halloween look like? It's really great to see, oh, this is what it could look like. And it gets really concrete to see specific examples. So I would encourage you to still stick around, still ask questions and watch these ThankView video examples, but it is really, really heavy in just donor relations, alumni relations, as well as internal communication. So that's where we're heading for today. I do want to hop in, like I said, and just give you some new user resources. So shout out to the new users here. These are just a few things that are going to be available to you. This is, like I said, a very specific webinar. We're looking at a very specific topic. And these are things that are going to be available to you throughout the year and are going to help you as you get started, as you build that first campaign. The very first thing is the ThankView blog. This is one we recently launched into a different site. We were on Medium, now we're in WordPress. I don't know if anyone's ever worked in WordPress, but I wrangled with it for weeks, and I'm really excited with how it looks and feels. And I think there's a lot more resources on there as well, especially for donor relations and nonprofits specifically. We're trying to really provide a lot more resources as to how you can communicate with donors, how you can use video to do that. So I'd highly encourage you to check that out. There are links on this page, and I'm going to be sending a recording of this webinar as well as the links and a follow-up email, so no need to take notes, and you will have access to these videos at a later date as well. So you can always view them again. You can take those links and share them with your team as well. I'm so excited, and this kind of leads into our second point here. We have a community that's really willing to share their videos and their ideas, and that's how I was able to put this webinar here today. But if there's questions you'd like to ask, or you'd like to see even more specific examples, I'd highly encourage you to check out the Facebook or LinkedIn community groups. It's such a great resource to just be able to ask other ThankView users directly. Has anyone tried this kind of campaign, and how did it go, and what did you learn? So I would encourage you, if you're not a part of those groups, to go ahead and join. If you are interested, you can just go to your Facebook or LinkedIn, type in ThankView Partner Community, and then you are good to go. We'll get you approved. Usually only takes a couple hours since we have a few different admin on there, but it's a really, really great resource. And then finally, this is one you're probably already familiar with, but if you're not reaching out to your CS manager or your CS contact, please do, because we are here as a resource for you to answer questions. If there are specific examples you'd like to see, maybe something we don't cover in this webinar. You may have noticed New Year's Eve wasn't one I was able to fit into our hour together here. So feel free to reach out to us, ask any questions about the platform, about what other partners are doing. We're really here to help you get that campaign and feel confident in that first send. And with that, we are joined. I think everyone is here. Thank you all for joining. I'm going to go ahead and hop into the meat of our time today. We have a lot of video examples to get through. But before we jump into Halloween, I did want to give, I think caution is the wrong word here. It seems really strong. So things to consider, I guess, before you put together your Halloween message. And the very first thing I wanted to mention here is just, it is an election year. There is a worldwide pandemic. The news is ever changing. I feel like it is just every day is a new thing to discover. With that being said, that is not a discouragement to send Halloween messages or lighthearted messages. I think now is more than ever, your donors, your alumni, your students, they are looking to have something lighthearted and funny and sweet in their inboxes and their feeds. So don't hesitate to have that kind of message. But I would just consider, as you are in the days leading up to your Halloween send or the day of Halloween, just making sure that you are up to date on what's happening, making sure that your message doesn't seem tone deaf or it is timely. So just one thing to really keep in mind, especially this year. Usually that is not something I have to say. It's been a weird year. And I don't know about you guys. I'd love to hear in the chat. I've been speaking to a few of our partners, and ordinarily they're planning 6 months to a year in advance as far as communications and plans for campaigns. And now it's more a month to 3 months, because it's waiting to discover, what does the school year look like, especially if you're K through 12 or college or university. So I'd love to hear, are you guys thinking 6 months? Are you thinking more 3 months? I'd love to get your perspective on where you guys are at. And then the final 2 points here before we hop into those videos are just knowing your donors. There are organizations that have very special, very vocal donors as far as messaging. They're very, very apt to tell you what they like and don't like. So just keeping in mind, who are we sending this to? And that's really going to help inform what your video looks like, what your message looks like. That's a really, really generic things to consider, but that's something that you and your team are going to know who this will be best for and what your message should say to this group of donors. And then knowing as your communication calendar is creeping up on Thanksgiving, on Giving Tuesday, and on your end of year appeals, how would this message fit in? Looking at it from the perspective of a donor, if I've given this current year, what has my communication look like with you? And I imagine a lot of updates on what your organization is doing in response to COVID-19. Imagine some thank yous in there. So just looking at it from the perspective of each donor, if you can break that out, I'm sure your higher level donors have a lot more touch points, but just looking at it from that perspective of the donor, is this Halloween message something that's going to fit really nicely into what you've already been sending them? With that being said, let's go ahead and hop into a video example, something really concrete you can take with you. Like I said, I'm going to play the video in its entirety. This one comes from the Harley School, and then I'm going to kind of point out what I think they do really, really well for this video. So let's go ahead and hop into this video.
Hey class of 2019, it's Karen Saluto here in the alumni office. We're getting ready for the Halloween parade and I thought you might want to be a part of it. So here's a little video to let you know that we're thinking about you and we miss you and hope you're having a grand Halloween as well. Hope to see you soon. Bye.
What I think I love most about this video, it's filmed just from a smartphone, as you can see. The one thing I would say, if you are filming on a smartphone, just making sure that it is turned vertically or horizontally rather, so you have that full screen. But what I love about this video is that it is an alumni check-in. As we can see, I'm going to go back to the screen here. There is no call to action button. This is strictly a, hey, we were thinking of you, and this is an event that we are known for. This is what we have, our alumni are going to recognize this event, and we're going to send you an update about it. And I just think it's a really cute, all these little kids in costumes playing their instruments down a hallway. It took really a short amount of time to whip this together. I imagine they used the video sequencing tool within ThankView just to make sure you have that introduction and then that video with the students. But again, what I loved about this and what you can kind of pull for if you are doing an alumni outreach with this, with a Halloween video, is just pointing out something that they specifically are going to recognize about your university or your organization if you are a nonprofit or a healthcare organization. Something that they'll recognize, and maybe it looks a little bit different this year. Maybe it's something that has gone virtual and you can express like, hey, this tradition we used to have on campus now looks like this, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. So it can be even an invitation to a virtual kind of event. So I just wanted to highlight this one because I think it does an amazing job of showing something that alumni are going to instantly remember. It's going to send them back to their school days doing the Halloween parade. So encouragement to just pinpoint if Halloween is something that your organization does events for, how can you incorporate that into the communication. And then the next one I wanted to feature comes from Southern Connecticut State University. And I'm going to go ahead and play it, but just preview, because kind of preface it with the fact that they incorporated Halloween into a piece of communication that they were already going to be sending donors. This is an appeal. There is a call to action for this campaign, but they did an amazing, amazing job. Caitlin, if you joined us today, thank you so much for letting us share this, because they did an amazing job of just incorporating some fun Halloween vibes into this appeal. So let's go ahead and check out the video.
Whoa, isn't it spooky seeing you here? Yeah, you. Well, hi, I'm Melissa, class of 2021 junior here on campus, and we just wanted to say we miss you. It's been a whole year since your last gift to Southern, and a lot has changed on campus. But don't worry, there's a few ways you can still stay connected to the Owl Nation we all know and love. The first being our undergraduate open house happening this Saturday on November 2nd, where you can get a tour of our beautiful campus from yours truly, or our human rights teaching exhibition, When Caged Birds Sing, happening on November 5th, where you can meet the artists going all the way until December 12th. So don't forget, there's a few ways you can trick or check us out. You can always visit our website to make a gift, or click the button below to support the Owl Nation we all know and love. We hope to be hearing from you ghouls and goblins very soon.
Again, just an awesome job of knowing what communication is going out when, and having a plan to incorporate some of that spookiness to the script itself. And I also love, this was back in 2019, fall of 2019, but this is something that could still feasibly be recorded. It's outside, featuring a student. If you have students still on campus, this is definitely something that could still be applicable. I can't say that for a lot of our fall, our 2019 videos. Everything is so different this year. But again, just an incredible job of knowing who your audience is. And you may look at your audience, you may look at your communication calendar and say, you know, maybe we can just structure one of our other pieces with a little more of a Halloween twist rather than doing a strictly, you know, happy Halloween communication piece. But I wanted to also point out what they did with the intro theme there. If you are a brand new ThankView user, that is something that's available to you, that little intro with the animation, with the little ghosts and goblins. You have a few different options, especially when it comes to Halloween, Thanksgiving, Giving Tuesday, and Christmas, season's greetings, happy holidays, Hanukkah. There's a whole selection of intro themes there to kind of lead into your video, and they are pre-made. They are ready for you to just go ahead and add right when you're ready to write these holiday campaigns. So let me check the chat here. Yeah, Jane, she asked where the cartoon opening can be obtained. It is right in your portal. So if you are building a campaign, you can go ahead to that videos tab, and then that very first intro theme is going to be the first thing on that page, and that'll be where you can find that. I believe the folder is even called holidays, and then you can just go to that folder and select which intro theme you'd like to use. And then it'll ask you, depending on the theme, to upload your own logo. So it'll say, you know, Happy Halloween from your organization's name. And again, really easy, just plug in that logo and it's ready to go. So I have no design bones in my body. So I love that that is a pre-made thing ready to use when I am ready to send my Halloween or Christmas thank yous. Yeah, no problem. So with that said, I want to hop into Thanksgiving. We're already creeping up on like 3:20. I gotta go through these. These videos are so good. They're so long. All right, so we are going into Thanksgiving. There is one thing I wanted to, for your consideration before creating your Thanksgiving messaging. And again, kind of ties into the theme of what are the other communication pieces are you sending out? If you are sending a Giving Tuesday campaign, does it have a theme? And if that is the case, if you've chosen a specific fund, a specific department, whatever it is that you're looking at for your Giving Tuesday campaigns, if it's student emergency funds, whatever it is for this year's Giving Tuesday campaign, is there a way for you in your Thanksgiving message to incorporate that wording and tie it back to the theme? And in no means does this mean that you're sending a thank you that has an appeal, because that defeats the purpose of a thank you. But if there's any way to incorporate that language or those logos or anything that's going to ring a bell as it comes to that Giving Tuesday, be like, oh, I already received wording about this. I already knew about this campaign from this message. So I just encourage you, if there's any way to incorporate those campaigns and make sure they're really cohesive, that is an amazing way to stand out. And speaking of standing out, that is my second point here, which is scalable personalization, because Thanksgiving is a huge time for email. And if you're sending via text, it's also a big time for text, email. It's just really important to stand out in that inbox, because they're also getting Black Friday messages, and the next week they'll be getting Giving Tuesday messages. So if there's any way, whether it is by name, which is what we highly recommend, is doing just personalized videos, but depending on the size of your team, that may not be feasible, just depending on time and resources. But are there different ways that you can personalize that message? Maybe this particular donor gave to a specific fund, they gave to a specific, COVID-19 message. Making sure that you're thanking them for the gift that they gave is a really great way to make sure that you're standing out in that inbox. And like I said, I want to hop into the videos. I can rant forever about scalable personalization, but let's go ahead and dig into a specific video example. And the first one, you may recognize this if you've been with us for a year or more. This comes from the San Diego Humane Society, and it was a finalist in our Thank You Awards last year. It is incredible, and I hope dearly that you just enjoy that. We're going to watch about a minute of cats, just little kittens, running around. But there is something I really wanted to point out and take away from this video, so let's go ahead and dive in. I'm certainly not the first to point out that the internet loves cat videos. That's just a fact. It's a fact of life. We all know this. And you may be saying, great, I don't, my organization doesn't work with cute little kittens and puppies. But what I would love for have you take away from this Thanksgiving video is just that they are featuring whomever, and in this case, the kittens that their donations help save and take care of. And it's just an encouragement for you if there is a direct, if it's students, if it is for YMCAs. I know a lot of childcare help during COVID-19. If you're a food bank, people that have been able to have meals for your organization, whatever it is that your organization is helping, just making sure that that is the feature of the Thanksgiving video whenever possible. If you can show your donor exactly what their donation went towards and they can hear the stories of people that your organization helped, that is so much more powerful than just a copy of saying thank you. It is a really, really powerful way for you to show, oh, this is what my donation went towards. And if you are a humane society, absolutely put kittens and puppies in your videos. I can't watch this and not smile. I'm actually still smiling from this video. So that is a huge accomplishment. If you can not watch your video, or if you can watch your video and not smile, that is an incredible, incredible video. So again, encouragement to feature whoever possible, if it's students, if it is people that your organization, your nonprofit organization has benefited. If you're a healthcare organization, if there's a way to feature patients, I know that gets a little bit trickier, which is why I want to hop into the St. Baldrick's Foundation, because I think they did an amazing job. This thank you comes directly from their CEO. It's from leadership, and it gets really specific. I wanted to highlight specifically, the video is amazing, but they also did an amazing job with the description beneath the video. So let's go ahead and check this video out.
Hello, I'm Kathleen Ruddy, CEO of the St. Baldrick's Foundation. During this time of Thanksgiving, I'm honored to be able to thank you on behalf of the board and staff of the Foundation for your incredible support of our shared mission to conquer childhood cancers. The St. Baldrick's community is comprised of volunteers, donors, advocates, partners, researchers, and most important of all, the families and children we all work together to serve. Thanks to the roles each of you play, we've been able to identify the most promising life-saving research to support, and we funded more than $282 million of it, all to defy childhood cancers. Together, we've also helped pass critical legislation to benefit children with cancer. Bottom line, because of you, more brilliant researchers are at work today to ensure children with cancer become survivors and live longer, healthier lives. So thank you for giving kids with cancer the gifts of hope and a future this holiday season. And may you and yours be equally blessed now and throughout the coming year.
Again, amazing video. I love the length of this video. It's tempting, especially when you have a booked time with a person of leadership. That is a huge, huge accomplishment. Their schedules are usually very, very packed. To take advantage of that and maybe film a 5 to 10 minute long video. But I love that this video kept it really short, really sweet, and really specific. And not only did she mention the 282 million, over 1,500 grants, 29 countries, she mentioned all of this in the video, but it's the very first thing in the first sentence of the description beneath. And you'll also see there is no call to action button here. That's going to be something that you're going to decide with your team. What is our goal for this video? If it is a thank you for Thanksgiving, it might be a really great idea to include no call to action button here. Just a little description and have that video be the thank you. There is nothing to drive people to. There isn't a donation page because that appeal and that year-end appeals, they're coming, they're coming for them. But this is specifically a thank you, and there is nothing for those donors to do. Just watching the video. If they'd like to, they can scroll down, read the rest of the letter, it's signed from their CEO, and they can reply, they can share it, they can save it, but there isn't anything directly calling them to action from this campaign. So I absolutely love that. I love that it is just a thank you, and it is so specific for these donors. So I wanted to share that as an example for you for Thanksgiving videos. I want to pause here if there are any questions. I think after this, we're going to hop right into the holidays. And I have 3 videos for those because I wanted to highlight a few different things about holiday videos because it's a little bit broader. You can send those throughout December instead of one particular day. But I do want to pause here if there are any questions. I'm also going to take a sip of my water here. Awesome. So let's go ahead and hop into Christmas. There is, the thing I wanted to consider here is actually a plug for another webinar. I apologize, I couldn't help myself. There is the question to consider of what your year-end campaign calendar looks like. How is this message fitting into that? Are you sending X amount of appeals? Are you sending it via social, via email, via text? Looking at all of the different channels is a big thing to consider before you look at what should the video look like for my holiday message. So I actually wanted to plug our year-end checklist webinar. It's happening on November 18th. We actually go through a checklist of what should my year-end communication calendar look like. And of course, it's examples, it's suggestions. Your organization, I'm sure, has all of your years of experience that you're bringing to it, but I think it's a really helpful checklist to go through. With that said, I want to hop into a video you probably have also seen. If you've been with us for a while, this is a favorite of ours. I believe it was the winner of the ThankView Awards holiday category last year. It is an incredible video, again, featuring the direct recipients of a donor's gift. And it's one of those videos that you cannot, I dare you to not smile as you watch it. So let's go ahead and check it out.
Oh, God.
I don't know how I didn't notice till just now that the music is called Holiday Weasel, but that is also incredible. But like I said, love this video because it is short, it's very short, it is sweet, it is showing the direct recipients of a donor's generosity, which, you know, sometimes the message from leadership is really powerful, especially when it comes to updates on how your organization is handling COVID-19. Sometimes that donor connection is the thing that you're really going for and is much more powerful. So depending on your goal and your message, it's a really tough decision of, is this a leadership video? Is this something we can feature one of our students or one of our patients or someone else that has benefited directly from our nonprofit organization? So again, just an amazing video because it's highlighting those direct recipients of the donors' gifts. And I also wanted to highlight, there's a link here. It's I believe a donation link here. So it's kind of a soft ask as you're getting to that end of year appeal. It might be helpful to have the donation link. You've sent your Thanksgiving thank you. If there's been a donation in between then, you're probably following up with a thank you. So at this point, it's probably helpful if you would like a donor to give, having that soft ask even in these thank you or happy holiday messages. So I just thought that was a really subtle link to it. A donor wouldn't have to go to your site to search for a link if they did want to give. So just an amazing thank you there. And I believe we have a question here. Sarah asked, will we get a recording if I have to hop up early? Yes, Sarah. I'll be following up with a recording as well as these slides, so you'll have links to these videos as well. Awesome. You can tell I was at a loss for words. I was like, I don't know, it's amazing. It's adorable. No other words needed. But I do want to hop into another high school here. And I didn't do this intentionally, but this video example and the next one are both, this is an all-girl high school and the next is an all-girl college and university. So I didn't intentionally do that. I wanted to have a good mix of K through 12, nonprofit, and college. But these two happen to be both female universities and schools. But I wanted to highlight this one specifically because I think they did an amazing job of, again, incorporating students. You're seeing their faces, you're seeing exactly what your donation is going towards. So let's go ahead and hop into this video.
Merry, 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 merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry, 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 merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. With a merry, 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 merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
And there's a few things I wanted to point out about this video. Again, you'll see no call to action button here. It is just a Merry Christmas. This is their Christmas message. I am sure there were appeals and updates throughout that fiscal year end there, but this is just a Merry Christmas video. And again, featuring those students. And it ended with, not a blooper isn't the right word, but they weren't afraid to show the girls also just having a good time filming this video. They had their beautiful song and their beautiful singing, but then following with just, you know, a direct Merry Christmas from them. And I also wanted to highlight, you'll see in this video, I believe there was editing outside of the ThankView software as they were putting Merry Christmas on the top of the video. And there was also a border of little holly leaves. But even though those tools aren't available in ThankView, there is a way to have an overlay on your video. And we have different holiday ones. There are Thanksgiving or just generic fall or Halloween overlays. And you can find those again on that videos page. There is an add button on the very far right. And if you have any questions about where to find those overlays, how you can use them, always feel free to reach out to support@thankview.com or that support chat box at the bottom of your right-hand corner in the portal, and they'll point you the right direction. But I'd highly encourage you, if you're not interested in doing any like iMovie editing or anything, any software editing, that's a really easy way for you to really spice up the video, add a Christmas overlay, and then it's done. Really, really easy for you to do that. So again, great video here, and I want to skip to Mills College, which was another finalist from our Thank You Awards last year. You can tell I'm hyping these Thank You Awards. They are coming up. They'll be here before we know it for this year. So I'm excited to see what we have from 2020. But this was an amazing video. It's a little bit longer, but I do want to play the whole thing because I think a lot of love and research went into this project. They not only did you know, for the last few that we've looked at, you can tell it was just a filming day. They put the camera up and students got in front of the camera. But this, I think they dug into the archives and showed Christmas at Mills throughout the decades, and it is an amazing video. So again, let's hop into this video and watch it. Again, just you can tell a lot of love and effort went into this video, digging into those old photos, which they were impeccably dressed. The 40s and 50s especially, I was just in awe of their outfits. Not the point of this, but you'll see a theme here. With Cincinnati's children, there was that soft ask with a link to give. And with Mills and with Marion High School, there is no call to action here. So for their Christmas videos, there is no link to ask here. It is just a happy holidays, warm wishes, happy winter season, whatever it is that your university or your organization's wording is and your terminology, that is all that they included here. And there wasn't a drive for the donor to go on to the next step. If alumni or donors wanted to reply or save this video or share it, those options are right here. But again, no direct tie into a next step. But it looks like we may have a question, so I'm gonna stop here, answer these. Oh my gosh, we have a Mills alumni here. Hi, it's great to have you. I don't know if you got this through email last year, but it blew me away. I don't know if I would get anything like this from my university. I don't know. I would love to. Oh, awesome. Oh, we have someone who actually received it here. That is wonderful. All right, so let me go ahead and we are creeping up on our Q&A time. So before we get to that point, I wanted to just briefly wink at some other holidays. We're not gonna kind of dive into these ones, but they are linked here if you'd like to reference them. Maybe later on when you're not looking at the end of year and holidays and Halloween, but these are here for you as a reference if you're looking next year into next summer. The first one here is Mother's and Father's Day. If you are a college or university, please check out the UC Davis campaign here, because I think it brought us to tears. It is a little bit longer. It's about 4 to 5 minutes long, but they had a few different students. And this was back when everything was on campus. So you can tell they were in the office, they were in front of a green screen, and they just told stories about their mother or about their father and how they got them to UC Davis and how they inspired them. It's incredible. So check out that video. I can't say enough good things about UC Davis. They knocked it out of the park on that one. So I just wanted to mention, I feel like Mother's or Father's Day gets lost and you're not quite sure what to do with those holidays, but this is how to do those right. And then a second one here, and this is very, very popular. We saw a ton of thank yous go out, probably almost as many as on Giving Tuesday. We were surprised when we got these campaigns going out. But Valentine's Day is a huge day, a huge touch point for donor love, things to reach out with and have really cute, really fun videos. And I've actually screenshotted the Grand Rapids Community College video here. They did a parody of the Love Actually scene. I don't know if anyone here has seen that, where he's dropping cards and confessing his love. He's confessing his love to their donors. It's very, very sweet and very cute. So I have that linked here for reference. We also have a full webinar on Valentine's Day specifically. So if you go to our YouTube channel and just type in Valentine's Day or look through those webinar how-tos, you're gonna find that there, and it has even more examples. And then I wanted to shout out in other holidays, I think that get kind of lost in the rough. And I would love, love, love to see more Flag Day, more Arbor Day videos, or National Puppy Days, especially with those national holidays. There might be something that's a really great fit for your organization. If you are mascot is a bulldog, National Bulldog Day, and really doing it up on social, sending out through ThankView, and just having a lot of fun with that is a huge, huge touch point for donors, alumni, and just keeping your organization top of mind, but in a really fun and unique way. With that, I wanted to kind of bring us back. We've looked at some examples, we've looked at what really worked with those campaigns, but I wanted to give you just a list of things to start. If you are just now looking at, should we do a Halloween video? How should our Thanksgiving video look? These are really great questions to start that conversation. The first, and this is going to speak to the rest of the answers, is who is this for? Is this for our all current year donors? Is this for a specific level of giving? Who are we sending this video to? And that's going to really, like I said, just indicate what your goal and what your video is going to look like. So deciding first and foremost, who do we want to send a Halloween or Thanksgiving or Christmas video to? And for the second point here, what is your goal for this campaign? And do not hesitate to say, our goal for this campaign is to delight our donors. We want them to look in their inbox and we want them to smile when they see this video, because that is a huge goal. That's massive. So if that is the goal for this campaign and this goal for Halloween or Thanksgiving, really go for it and don't hesitate to make that your main goal. You might be more in the vein of like Southern Connecticut State University, where Halloween is really just incorporated into another campaign. The goal is an appeal. We want them to renew their donation. So deciding what it is we want to drive our donors to with this campaign. It may be nothing. There may be no call to action beneath that video, or it may be a link to give. It may be a link to see what our organization is doing to help students in response to COVID-19. You might be linking to another site, driving them to more information. So just deciding what your goal is going to help you decide the subject line and the description and whether or not you're going to have that call to action button beneath the video. And then thirdly, I'd encourage you to set internal goals as well. And if you're brand new to ThankView, that might be a little hard. You might want to send a few campaigns before you're looking at, oh, we have historically had done this. What should our goal for this open rate or this click-through rate? And within ThankView, you can even see how long people are watching the video. You can go into that metrics download and you can see, oh, our donors are watching 75% of the video. Maybe if we are able to shorten that video, maybe change the content a little bit, we're going to get that watch rate up even more. So setting your own internal goals for this campaign. And also it may include some A/B testing. If you are a ThankView Pro, you are ready to go with the copy end of campaigns and you want to try 2 different subject lines. You want to see, is my emoji going to get more clicks than a subject line where I'm not using that emoji? So whatever it is that you're trying internally, make sure that is set from the onset. It's really going to help you when you're putting together the video content and the description and that subject line. And then the third question here is, when are you sending this campaign? And that gets a little bit easier for something like Valentine's Day. Most likely you're going to send it on Valentine's Day, or Halloween. You're probably going to send it either the day before or the day of Halloween. But it gets a little bit trickier when it's Thanksgiving and that Black Friday inbox is going to be crazy full. Deciding when it is that you're going to send this campaign, maybe a week before the holiday. Maybe it will be the first week of December that you're sending your ThankView or your ThankView holiday message. So just deciding right from the get-go, when is it that we want this to go out, is going to help you as you put together all of those steps to get it ready. And then the fourth, who should be in the video, is going to be a big question to ask. It may be leadership for your organization. You know what your message is and what your goal is, and you want that to come from your president or your CEO. But it also may be the direct recipients of a donor's gift. You want it to be really segmented and really personal, and you have the contact and the way to get that video. And there are also ways within ThankView, if you are a new user or you have questions about how to use that video request feature, feel free to reach out to support@thankview.com. We are here to help you make that video collection process even easier. There is a way for you to send a link to someone that you want to record a video, and they'll just be able to click on that link, record a quick video from their phone or their webcam. And you can give them some pointers. We want to see this in the script, or we want you to talk about this. And then that video will save automatically to your video library. And that is such a huge help, as opposed to, text it to me or send me the Google Drive, or maybe you can include this. Everything is all in one place and you can easily collect those videos, especially if you want to do a compilation for a holiday or Thanksgiving video.